Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome to the Sexy Freedom Media podcast. It's your host, Helen Edwards. And today we're going to dive in a subject that I feel is rarely discussed. And I think it's a great time to bring it up because I am dealing with a little bit of this myself from somebody else. And, I have dealt with this myself from myself. So it's a great subject. It's the subject of jealousy. Yes, let's go there, especially amongst women. I think this is a big one that we need to discuss. And the reason is because, as somebody who is out there empowering women, lifting women up, igniting the feminine energy, it does get disheartening to learn of jealousy right in my own backyard, or somebody having jealousy of me, or, coming after my home or the people that I love, or just even seeing friends self-destruct because of jealousy. So I want to discuss that a little bit, and I thought this was a great podcast to do so. First, a few shout outs to Mitzi Montijo and Manuel Montijo. They are one of our proud sponsors, our new sponsors, Prime Garage Doors. So I'll discuss that more in the intro. I'm probably sure you've heard it, but on the audio version. And just want to give some more shout outs to Kathy Franco, who's an instructor pilot over in Gulf Shores, Alabama, and Melissa Boyd up in near Wilsonville, Oregon. What's up, ladies? Keep shining. Okay. So if you have any shout outs, please email me sexyfreedomnow@gmail.com. That's what's up. All right. Let's get into it. Okay, so I wanted to read a little bit of what I found off Google because I'm such a researcher, and I want to dive a little bit more into this, where jealousy may be driven by low self-esteem and poor self-image. Those are a few things that stuck out to me. Also, that jealousy is a complex emotion that encompasses feelings ranging from suspicion to rage to fear to humiliation. It also refers to thoughts or feelings of insecurity, fear, and concern over a relative lack of possessions or safety. When I hear all this, I often think of my own struggle in the past with jealousy and how it used to just overtake me, and where it stemmed from, what triggered it, how it's still in many of us. Jealousy can be, I've heard the debate that, all the emotions inside could be a source for some kind of healthiness, because emotions can be healthy because they give you a sign or a warning of something. And, I often think that's true when it comes to intuitive feelings of jealousy. Maybe it can be a sign that, hey, I'm jealous. This may not be the healthiest place for me at this time. But it can also be a, kind of like a warning signal that you've got some undealt maybe childhood trauma or issues that you need to deal with that you haven't, that is coming from within, that you're starting to reflect or project on the outside world. So I want to share a little bit of a story on why I thought this was a good time. I've recently found out that there's somebody jealous out there of me. Well, duh. No, I'm just kidding. No, but coming from a place of love and compassion, it was a little bit hurtful. And at the same time, there's a part of me that it struck, and it was like, okay, bring it on, bitch, let's go. Because I've got such a gangster part of me that's, from my little hood life back in the day. And I wanted to kind of get crazy. And then the higher part of me now, see, I've grown. I've started taking this journey way back in, over two decades ago. And there's a part of me that's like, no, I'm a warrior now, and I've been back then, but I'm even more stronger now. I'm a queen warrior. And I had to really just kind of sit myself down and say, listen, first of all, you're not where you used to be. It's time to level up. It's time to level up from where you already are leveled up from, and when you're triggered, when somebody tries to arouse you to a destructive part of yourself, I think it's self-awareness is so money. It's so key that you need to really step back. And this is the moment where you need to use your tools. And I'm going to just read a post that my brother Jules posted, Jules Wyatt posted on Facebook. I love him. He's amazing. Definitely one of my mentors who I've started the Yoga Prison Project in with. He started it, but well, somebody else started it, but he started in Arizona, and I became one of the yoga instructors who taught alongside him. And he posted this the other day, and I loved it so much. And it says, the most important spiritual growth doesn't happen when you're meditating or on a yoga mat. It happens in the midst of conflict, when you're frustrated, angry, or scared, and you're doing the same old thing. And then you suddenly realize that you have a choice to do it differently. Ooh, take a deep breath on that one. I'm going to bring it down for a second, because that's exactly, before I even read that post, that's exactly how I use my toolbox, how I use the tools, how I use my weapons as a warrior to kind of have that emotional mastery, that emotional intelligence, that, okay, I'm not controlled by emotions or my emotions. I control my emotions. And that's a place that has taken much, much practice to get to. And it's not just a matter of, taking your ego and saying, I'm going to be the bigger person. No, it's also a spiritual, deep part of you, or whatever you want to call it, spiritual universe, God, divine intervention, integrity, values, standards, boundaries. When you dig into your toolbox and you're like, okay, I'm here to build an empire for myself. I'm here to build a queendom, a kingdom. I'm ready to level up. I'm ready to be better for myself, to be a better person for the people I love, for this world that I'm living in. Those are big things. Those are big dreams. Those are big goals. And for myself, and I hope this is just, a story for you that inspires you, that if I can do it, you can do it. Jealousy. When somebody's really jealous, I understand your ego is swelling. You're feeling scorned. You're feeling like, oh, hell no, you're not going to take me down. I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. But really, what you're showing me from somebody who's been there and it's kind of worked up from that is, wow, you're really insecure. You're really, really in a hurt people. You're coming not from a place of love. You're coming from a place of defensiveness. And I'm sorry that you are in that place, because I've been there and I know what it's like. And you may be on the other end saying, no, you don't even know me. You don't know me. You don't know what I've gone through. I don't need to know what you've gone through. Okay. I've studied and I understand what's the emotions and where they come from. And I've taken over a decade to do that. But what I'm saying is, I don't have to know you to know that if it's not coming from a place of love, it's coming from a place of fear. And I know that hurts your ego, because it hurts mine when I hear these things, because I'm not perfect. I get jealous, I compare, I get mad, I get angry, I have mood swings. I got my own shit. Like one of my best friends says, everybody's got their shit. And it is so true. You never know what anybody's going through. But when it comes into your realm, when it comes into your throne, which is the mind, body, soul, when it comes to start affecting me and the people I love and the people that I'm around, I warrior up. Like, I'm like, let's do this. Like, I am super kind-hearted and super playful and super fun. But if you mess with my throne, you better watch out when you got a queen in your hand. I'm just saying. But that's not a threat. What I'm trying to say here is this. Jealousy is not pretty. It's ugly. Okay. There's a difference between confidence and standing your ground and standing within your boundaries and having standards and moving forward and stepping up in your power. That is powerful. That is confident. That is knowing who you are and that you're coming from a place of love for what you protect, what you stand for. But when you're jealous and you're insecure and you're going just wild with your emotions are controlling you. You're not controlling your emotions. Um, and the I don't want to say I'm not judging, because there's a part of me that is, and I'm judging from a place that I've been there, done that, and I'm still there every now and then. So I have to judge from myself when I get in those places. Like, okay, Helen, this is how you're being, and this is why I'm telling you this story, because when I felt this, this kind of storm coming towards me, I had to take myself out of it, and I had to say to myself, listen, your energy is a prized possession. It's amazing energy. Where do you want this energy to go? Do you want it? Do you want to go and put it towards this person in this situation going on? Or do you want to step out of it and say, this is not my battle to fight? This is not where I want my energy to be. I want my energy to go to where it can grow, to where it can be successful, to where it can flourish. Nourish to flourish. Nourish to flourish. Nourish to flourish. Nurture this energy to go forward and do what you feel you're called to do. When you're going to stop and you're going to just let it, start reacting and spending it on all of this, this person's jealousy or this anger that you're feeling towards the situation or all this turmoil, it's not being used in the healthiest way, in the way that you really want it to be used. So, I stood back and I had to really be mindful of the whole situation. And here we go. I had to check my notes. And so, yeah, so this situation's going on, and I'm realizing that I have to take myself out of it, and I have to take my energy and focus and shift it towards where I really want it to go. And that's emotional mastery, that's emotional intelligence, and that's me telling myself, we are not where we used to be. We are in a new place now. We don't play kiddie games. We don't, we're I don't want to say I'm above anybody, but where my journey is versus somebody else's journey is different. Where your journey is versus somebody else's journey could be different. Nobody's at the exact same level. And, your vibe will attract your tribe. So what I've realized is when I'm going through my own shit, I've got to lean on my tribe who are there with me, who've been there with me, who know how to talk to me and how to respond to me and say, hey, queen, you know who you are. You're better than that. You rise above, take names, kick ass, make moves. That's my tribe. That's the way they talk to me. And in doing so, it reminds me that it's time to keep moving forward. I can no longer deal with pettiness. Pettiness is somewhere I used to spend a lot of my energy with, and it doesn't serve me well. It doesn't serve me health. It doesn't serve me wealth. Therefore, I'm out of that situation. So for anybody out there who's hurting, who's jealous, I mean, jealousy is just eating you up alive. Let me tell you, I have been there. Okay. I've been there. I know how self-destructive jealousy can be. It festers and it festers and it digs deeper and deeper and deeper, and it is ugly. Okay. And it can destroy so much of you. And the recovery is needed. Healing is needed. Letting go is needed. Swallowing your pride, swallowing your ego is needed. Many years ago, when I was going through a divorce, I remember how hurtful I was towards others because of my own jealousy, my own rage, my own anger. I was in such a hard place. I was so hurt. I was so hurting inside. It was controlling me. It was suffocating me, and I felt like I was drowning. the energy that you have with these hurtful feelings, they don't just affect you inside yourself. You start projecting that and you start seeing your external world with all of that. So my external world was negative. My finances were negative. I was overdraft. I mean, everything was negative in my life, both inside my internal world and my external world, And I realized I had to change it. I had to start doing affirmations. That's why I just came out with my new Protect the Throne affirmation deck cards. I had to start changing or retraining my brain. It started there. So I started listening to motivational videos every single day. I didn't even care if I was in a bad mood. I was like, I forced myself to change my ways. I realized I had to start by retraining my brain. I started becoming more independent. I started taking control of my finances. I started taking control of my emotions. I started taking my power back by taking responsibility for my emotions, for my actions, for what was going on inside of me. Now, I know bad things happen to people. They've happened to me. And some of us are victims. Some of us are truly victims of really horrible things that have happened to us, especially when we were kids. I'm not talking about those types of responsibilities. What I'm talking about is when you become of age where you can decipher and have more control of your emotions and say, I'm going to change my story. I'm going to change my outcome. I'm going to change what I'm attracting into my life. That's a very powerful place to be. And at the time when all these things you think are happening to you, I know what you think I'm going to say, which is they're happening for you. Okay, I get that. But at the time when they're all happening to you, you've got to have the strength and muster up even it's a tiny bit of courage inside of you and say, I'll deal with it. I'll handle it. I'll figure it out. I'm capable. I am capable. If it's up to me, if it's to be, it's up to me. And I'm sharing this because this is exactly how I got to where I am today. I'm a leader. I'm a powerhouse. I'm ready. I'm ready to take it to the next level. I'm always going to rise. I already know this. I feel confident. It has taken me, like I said, almost 2 decades to get to this point, but I'm here now. And I remember when I used to say these things to me, and I was scared. I was scared to profess these things. I was scared. What are people going to think? Oh my God, what, and it had nothing to do with other people. It had everything to do with what I thought. And now I'm confident in saying these things because my actions match the way I feel inside. Let's take a deep breath and exhale. Let's just do one more. Inhale. All that is good. All that you're inviting good energy into your life. And exhale, letting go of all that bullshit, all that bad energy, all that negative energy that you don't need, that people are trying to give to you. You don't need it. You don't eat bad, nasty sandwiches. Come on now. They say comparison is the thief of joy. I remember when I was going through the beginning stages of my divorce and I had no idea what joy even felt like. The word was bizarre to me. It was beyond me. I'm telling you, just thinking about it, I remember the feeling of what? Joy? Okay. It just sounded like something I saw in the Bible one time. I don't know. It was like a foo-foo word to me. Now, experiencing joy. Wow. I now realize how much jealousy, insecurity, you know, not feeling worthy, my low self-esteem had robbed me of even feeling joy in my life. It took me a lot of holding my tongue, a lot of holding back emotions to let go of jealousy and start wishing people happiness, not just wishing them happiness, but standing in the actions of that, you know, holding on to me as tight as I could. And it got me through a lot. It got me through a lot. And I had to deal with those emotions later on, but I learned how to deal with them in a healthier way with a good support around me. Um, I know the pain when I see somebody jealous or when I hear of somebody jealous, I know that the pain goes deeper. Uh, Women, especially, we all look very different. We're all beautiful in our own way, you know. There's so many of us that are posting posts of, oh my God, be body positive, go, you're beautiful in your skin, you're this, you're that, and positive, positive, positive. But then behind the post, behind the keyboard, behind the phones, we feel ugly. We feel unworthy. We wake up and we don't like who we are. And that's the world that needs your posts. Okay. That's the world that needs your encouragement. The encouragement that you give others, you need to give it to yourself. I am a big believer of self-care. I spend not a lot of time, but I spend a good balanced amount of time in self-care of myself because I know how easy my moods can be knocked off or imbalanced, or, you know, I have mood swings. I have bipolar. I've got, you know, all these things that I was diagnosed with, whatever. I deal with them the way I deal with them. I don't knock anybody how you want to deal with them, but for the way I deal with them is I practice a lot of self-care, a lot of grace. Hello, grace. Let me introduce that word to you, grace, okay? Just be gentle. Be gentle and be kind to yourself. If we were kind to ourselves more, we'd be kind to other people. And for myself, I've realized that there's had to be a lot of forgiveness, you know, a lot of forgiveness continually. Everything I'm telling you is a consistent practice. It never stops. You don't just say, oh, I'm healed, I'm done. No, it is consistent because you're consistently growing. You're consistently in new levels of your life, new adventures, new chapters of your life. And each of those chapters needs a nice, cuddly kindness energy put towards it, you know? It's like a fire. Okay. Think of yourself like this burning desire of a fire inside you. And that fire is, uh, you know, it's what lights up your life. You've got to consistently allow, you know, little sparks of paper or wood or however you want to use your vision, good words to keep flaming that fire alive, keep it alive and keep it burning bright and keep it, you know, big. And it's the same with self-care, kindness, grace, forgiveness, love, you know, because jealousy, comparison, anger, unworthy feelings, you know, self-destruction, self-doubt, you know, all these lack, poverty mindset, all these things will happily come in and destroy the place, take out and wipe out the empire that you've built within if you allow it the chance to, because negativity is everywhere. It's in our past, it's in our future, it's around us. You know, this human experience is pretty interesting because it has both light and dark, you know, sun, moon, uh, black, white, um, you know, dark, light. It's a balance, yin yang, you know. So negativity and positivity will always be there. So you've got to, you know, like I say, protect the throne, protect your mind, body, and spirit. You want to live the best life you can, the best life you choose to be or want to live for yourself and the people that you love. Consistency. Always, you know, doing something for you and growing from there. So, like I said, if you're out there and you're dealing with this jealousy that is just eating you up alive, Take a step back, take a couple deep breaths. You know, for me, to you, just a humble suggestion. When you close your eyes and you take a couple deep breaths and allow your body to just kind of humidify itself, cleanse it, come to some clarity. When you open your eyes, I want you to just kind of tell yourself, open your eyes with new eyes, a new pair of eyes, you know, and think about your body, this really cool design of a body that wraps this skin that wraps around your insides. It's like the universe wrapped in skin, you know how they say that? Just think about that and think about your mind. And instead of going, oh my gosh, this is what's happening, this is what's happening, think about why it's happening. Go deeper. Take some layers off, peel them back. There's a whole thing going on in there besides these thoughts that are coming to your head. Why? Is it because you got to understand the whole human body is interconnected. There's a lot going on. You stub your toe, you can feel it in your right shoulder, your right hand, whatever it is. Something like that. There's a nervous system going on. There's an endocrine system going on. There's neurons talking to each other. There's cells born, dead every day. There's, so many things going on inside the human body, that when you find yourself in a state of, I can't get this out of my head, or I can't go on, or I'm suffering, take a step and just breathe. Open your eyes with new eyes and just think to yourself, like, what's really going on inside of me? Because the external world, maybe you were in a relationship and it went down. Maybe you're hurting inside a relationship. Maybe something's going on that's deeper within you. Whatever it is, you've got the body that you can look at, you've got the mind, and you've got the spirit that you can really dive deep in and do some work on. You don't have to allow all these situations to take you down. You're meant for more. You're meant for greatness. Like I say, lights don't fight with other lights. We lift each other up. When two flames get together, it becomes a powerful flame. When three flames get together, it gets bigger and bigger. And that's how when somebody's trying to like false light. Okay. We don't have time for that. There are too many people suffering in this world. There are kids out there getting abused. There's sex trafficking going on. There are men and women getting domestically abused by their partners and staying silent about it. There are not enough lights in this world if that is still going on. Okay. So I invite you, shift your energy towards a greater you, because the world needs you. And I just want to leave it at that. I know that was a lot. Thank you so much for joining me on this podcast today. And please leave your comments, your reviews, sexyfreedom now@gmail.com. You can email me, go to our Facebook page, Sexy Freedom Media, or Instagram, Sexy Freedom Media, and my personal Instagram, which is Hell of a Journey with 1L. And it'll be in our show notes. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Check out our sponsor. And again, my book, Nothing Sexier Than Freedom, is available on Amazon, Goodreads. Our next retreat, last one, our next women's retreat is in Castaic, California, September 17th through 19th. Sign up today. It is going to be amazing. Thanks, guys. Thank you. And we'll talk to you on our next one.